Welcome to Around Town. I'm Mayor Pro Tem Bob Baker. Today we're talking about everyone's favorite subject, the drought. We're going to share some ideas on how we can all do our part to reduce water use. We're going to take you around town in San Clemente and show you some of the things that the city of San Clemente has done to reduce water use. We're going to also show you some of the things your neighbors have done to reduce their water use. Part of that is transforming traditional turf landscapes in easy and affordable ways. I've always wondered, and you probably have too, just how much water landscapes use in California. Or how about how much water can really be saved by removing a lawn? Well, let's go find out. It's football season, so I'm wearing my Triton's football hat. Go Tritons.
Go Tritons.
Here with Erin Donnelly, park planner for the city of San Clemente, and she's going to tell us some of the great things we've done in our local parks to save water. Hello, Erin.
Hello, Bob. First thing that the city did was we installed 9 miles of reclaimed water pipeline that extends up Avenida Vista Hermosa and Avenida Pico. That enabled us to switch 5 of our parks over to reclaimed water. We are in Marblehead Inland Park at the moment. We also switched Vista Hermosa Sports Park, Forster Ranch Community Park, Rancho San Clemente Park, and San Gregorio Park, as well as the medians on those streets and a couple of city facilities that the water would reach to as well.
Well, Erin, we did a lot of work up at San Gregorio, a lot of work here at Marblehead too, and we're going to see some of that later. We've got decomposed granite all over the place, and we did a lot of turf removal here. But tell me what we did up there at San Gregorio. That was a big project.
Well, at San Gregorio, we also removed turf around all of the picnic tables and the drinking fountains. It is a health department requirement that only potable water be irrigated near the surfaces where humans will consume food or water. And as Bob mentioned, we also did it in all of the other parks. We are standing on the picnic tables at Marblehead Inland Park, and the DG has been installed where the turf was recently removed. After that, we removed non-functional turf. And by non-functional turf, we mean that staff identified areas within each of the parks that were not used for recreational purposes, and we removed the turf there and we replaced it with ground cover and drought-tolerant trees.
Okay, wonderful. And we did some of that same stuff here in Marblehead, and maybe we can get a shot over here of some of the removal that we've done. All right, folks, as you can see, we're still here at Marblehead Inland Park, right at the corner of Vista Hermosa and Turquesa. You'll hear the cars going by while we're doing our interview. And Erin's got some numbers that she's going to share with us about exactly how much turf we have removed around town.
We've removed 150,000 square feet of turf in the 5 parks and medians.
And how much water did we save?
We saved 5 million gallons of water, Bob.
Okay, and how much money did we save?
That saves the city $90,000 in maintenance per year.
Now that's a big deal, folks. That's lawn that doesn't need to be mowed, fertilized, all that stuff. And this is all watered with recycled water. It's a great thing, and it's a wonderful step forward. San Clemente is really on the leading edge of water conservation in Orange County. We've done a great job trying to get in front of this drought and doing a lot of great things. Our water treatment plant is state of the art. All the recycled water that comes out there that goes around town is absolutely first class. So the water treatment folks are doing a great job down there, and I want to thank them for this. Erin, you want to talk about some of the other projects that we've got planned for the future?
Absolutely, Bob. After we converted the 5 parks that we mentioned previously, we were able to convert the 5 new parks that are under construction at the Sea Summit at Marblehead Development Project, as well as their habitat restoration efforts down there. So all of the water that you see irrigating the habitat restoration is on reclaimed water.
Great, and I thought I read something about the animal shelter, something going on at the animal shelter too?
Yes, that's very exciting. That's our next project. We will be breaking ground there in about 2.5 weeks. The Dana Point City of San Clemente Animal Shelter. We will be removing an additional 3,000 square feet of turf and planting it with all California natives.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much, Erin. Well, folks, I'm here with Public Works Director and City Engineer Bill Cameron. Hello, Bill.
Hi, Bob.
And we're here at the grand opening for the Ole Hansen Beach Club pool. Bill's gonna jump right in there first. Oh no, we're at the water treatment plant. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'll jump in there.
Bill's not gonna jump in there. Okay. But we are here to talk about recycled water, and Bill's gonna talk to us about a lot of the things the city of San Clemente has done to get recycled water around town.
Yes, the city of San Clemente has been very innovative for probably over 40 years now with using first reclaimed water back in the 70s to the 80s, and then when the city expanded its treatment plant in the late 80s, built this new facility down here that improved the level of treatment to a higher level of recycled water, which we're using now. And for the last 23 years, we've been providing recycled water to the municipal golf course and Pacific Golf Club, now known as Bella Colina.
Well, Bill, we've done a lot of work just recently, just in the last couple of years. That was the history of it, but just in the last couple of years, we've expanded it tremendously, haven't we? Tell us a little bit about that, would you?
Yes. In the last few years, the city was fortunate to obtain a $5.7 million grant through the state, which helped make the expansion of our recycled system much more feasible financially. And also, we've been able to obtain a very low interest loan, around 2%, for around $14 million to help pay for this $25 million expansion. The expansion includes this treatment plant expansion from 2.2 million gallons per day to 5 million gallons per day of recycled water, 9 miles of recycled pipelines so that we can get the water into different areas of the city, and also to construct a new reservoir. We try to pump the water up to our reservoirs, and then we use the reservoirs to create pressure in the system, and then we're able to pump during the day and night when necessary in order to meet the demands of our irrigation customers in the city.
Okay, so this recycled water project here at San Clemente, to me, is a very good example of an efficient use of taxpayer dollars.
Correct. Actually, we're not using city taxpayer dollars. We did use some bond money from the state to pay about 20% of the cost. The rest of it's actually through our user rates. So the users are paying for the recycled water, and also we're getting a rebate back from the Metropolitan Water District to help pay for this because it is a very expensive project.
We're down here overlooking one of the reasons we all live in California, and I've got with me Andrew Kanzler. Andrew, what's your title with the city of San Clemente?
I'm the water conservation analyst.
And what does the water conservation analyst do?
Well, if you've got a question about how to save water, conserve water in San Clemente, I'm the guy you call. So call the main line at the city and ask for Andrew, and they'll send you down to me.
Okay, and that number is 949-361-8200. You ask for Andrew, and Andrew will answer any of your questions about water conservation. And Andrew, you got a lot of numbers that you know about water conservation. Gallons, usage, give us a little rundown on some numbers.
So lawn is the heaviest water using plant that we could plant in our yards. So that's why there's a heavy focus on removing your lawn, and maybe think about what it's like to be a native Californian and plant a California native landscape instead. Lawns use a heavy amount of water. If you remove your lawn and put in a drought tolerant landscape, then you can save anywhere between 25 and 75% of your water. In California, in San Clemente especially, 50% of your water goes to one use, and that's just landscape. So that's a large amount of water going to one place.
Okay, folks, and let's remember that the definition of a desert is less than 10 inches of rainfall a year. San Clemente gets 11 inches of rainfall a year. So we're not quite a desert, but we're pretty doggone close. It's a coastal desert. We should all get behind the fact and understand that fact and do everything we can do to save some water. There's other runoff issues too, Andrew, right? Talk about some of the runoff issues we can mitigate.
So if you have a lawn and a landscape, then chances are you are probably producing some runoff that goes out into the street. And when that goes out into the street, that picks up all the stuff that's in the street and goes straight out to the ocean and to the beaches that we all use in San Clemente. So by reducing your water use in your landscape, you're also reducing your runoff.
And that's a valuable secondary benefit to water conservation in landscaping. It's helpful and valuable, and we can all get behind it. Andrew, I want to thank you very much for your help. And please, folks, if you got any questions at all, Andrew's your man.
All right, so we're here with Mark in the Parks and Rec Department, and as the statewide drought is going on, the governor required us to shut off irrigation to all medians with turf grass. And in order to keep our trees alive, the Parks Department came up with a novel idea. So can you tell us a little bit about what you guys are doing and how long the lawn water has been shut off?
We shut the water houses meeting about 2 months ago, and then we started thinking about the health of the trees, how we can help these trees get some water. So our maintenance superintendent had a good idea. He'd worked with gator bags in the past. So we installed gator bags around these pepper trees, and we fill them about every 2 weeks. And it's a slow dripping process, so the water sinks in deeply into the soil. So that's why we can get away with only doing it every 2 weeks. And so far so good. As you can see, these bags are empty. We filled them last week. And so, as I mentioned, this water should hold up in the soil for the time being.
And how much did these gator bags cost you?
They're approximately $25 a piece. One thing we did find out is we can probably spread these bags out a little more. Some of these bigger trees have 4 bags on them. From what I've seen, is 2 bags is sufficient for the 2-week watering cycle. So we're going to spread these bags out a little more and cover more trees with less bags.
So anybody at home, if they shut off irrigation to their lawn, they could do this potentially at their home.
Yes, that's correct. Most irrigation supply stores sell these bags, and they're in stock right now if you need any.
Great, thank you. So we're down here in beautiful San Clemente, in the close to the downtown area, and we're at the Cabrillo Playhouse, where if you're enjoying some of our wonderful restaurants, you can come by and enjoy a play. But in addition, you can also enjoy their beautiful drought-tolerant landscape. So here we have a drought-tolerant landscape, and we're here with Dolly, who helps manage the area. And can you tell us why you decided to have this type of landscape?
First of all, because of our water. Most of the area was weeds and very thirsty plants. So 2 years ago, I started taking them out little by little and have planted what you see here, drought-resistant geraniums, a lot of succulents, the different kind of succulents that don't require a lot of water. I've turned off the sprinklers and I come out and water once a week.
That's fantastic. And who designed it, or did you design it yourself?
I just threw it in where I thought they needed it. No design.
Right, and it still looks wonderful. I mean, it looks beautiful. So anybody could do this, really.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. The garden club every April has a garden sale with all different kinds of plants, and I picked up probably 9/10 of them there.
That's fantastic. And I've been to the garden club sale event in April as well, and it's a wonderful event to attend. Can you tell us how you financed the conversion with the drought-tolerant landscaping?
We are all volunteers. I have helpers that come out and weed and plant for me. When I buy plants, I usually just pay for them, or a helper, one of the other gals will bring in plants. As I say, it's strictly volunteer, and we'd like to see this Cabrillo continue.
And are you saving water with this type of landscape?
Oh, absolutely.
So how have your irrigation habits changed during the drought?
Without having sprinklers that sprinkle in water all over, I water individual plants with the hose instead of watering the sidewalks and
And that saves a lot of water because
Absolutely.
It's
Yeah.
just what the plants need.
Right.
We're here with one of my neighbors, Mr. Tim Gallagher. And as you can tell, Mr. Gallagher has let his lawn go dormant, I guess you would say.
Dead.
Yeah, dead. Okay, that would be better. So, Tim, tell us what you're doing here. Give us a little recap on the plan.
Sure. Well, Bob, we had a nice lawn here for many years, and I think mowing it week after week after week, and it became a problem for us for a lot of reasons. I mean, we finally figured out and realized that as lifelong residents of San Clemente in Southern California, we live in a desert area, and it was always a struggle to water week after week after week. Not just because of the financial aspect, but just a lot of concerns about watering. And so this year, of course, with the drought situation, it all kind of came together for us about why did we take so long to figure out that maybe a lawn wasn't the best answer for us.
Well, Tim, that's happened to an awful lot of folks around Southern California and the entire southwest part of the United States. So a lot of us are getting on board. We're all getting on board, and you're doing great stuff here. Tell us about the program that really put you over the edge to go and take this step.
Well, I actually went to the city website, amazingly, so your website does work. And
good to know.
And
is IT listening?
A lot of great information on the website, and then a link, I believe, to the Metropolitan Water District website, which had more than enough information. Actually answered all the questions, great facts on there, and started putting together a plan about how we wanted to move forward, and did the application. And got the good news that there was a little bit of an incentive also for us. So we kind of came to the conclusion before we even knew about the incentive. And it kind of, like I said, it all came together why it made sense to do. So the financial incentive of getting a little bit of a rebate was smart for us, but also saving on the gardening and saving on the water. So it was sort of a trifold kind of savings for us.
Well, good. And this is exactly what those incentives are designed to do. It's not a great amount of money. It's not a make or break thing. It's just a little something extra to get you to say, you know what, honey, maybe it's time we take out the lawn and put in a more desert-friendly landscape. And we'll all save a lot of water doing it.
Yeah, I think it just showed that we're all in it together a little bit, that part of it's our responsibility to do. Part of it is nice to get a little help as well.
All right, we're here with Donna in Southwest San Clemente, and she participated in two rebates, a turf removal rebate and a drip irrigation rebate, so we wanted to ask her some questions. So how much did it cost for you to change your landscape and convert everything?
Approximately $6,000 for the softscape.
And how much are you going to receive on your turf rebate?
Approximately $2,000, I believe. Maybe $2,300.
And how much are you getting back for your drip irrigation rebate?
That's included that, around $350.
Okay, great. And did you hire a designer and a contractor to do the landscape for you?
Yes, I did. Annie Hall did the softscape and actually designed the hardscape, and then Pete McKenzie, who's a local contractor, did actually all the work.
That's great. And did you get the plants locally or somewhere else?
Yes, locally from Shore Gardens.
That's fantastic. Was it difficult to apply for the rebate?
No, not really. Not at all. Very simple as long as you had all your information.
Okay, great. And how long do you expect the rebate process to probably take?
Well, probably around 12 weeks or so, I believe.
It's because it's been very busy with the drought, I
Correct.
assume.
Correct.
And what do you think of everything with all your landscape, and how do you feel about it?
Oh, very happy. Very happy, yes. But actually, once I think it's starting to get established, so once it's more established, will probably be less work.
Okay. And would you do this again?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah. We did both hardscape and softscape. And prior to this, this was all driveway. There was no walkway. The entire front was grass. There was a small walkway off to the side, and then a little one toward the front. But basically, it was all grass. The trees were here, and really, that's about it. And then we added the stone, and then all the plantings, and here it is.
All right, we're here in San Clemente, closer to the coast, and on 107 Esplanade. We happen to be at a home that's up for sale. So if you're ready to move into a house that doesn't have a lawn and you want to save water and it's move-in ready, so you don't have to do any work to take out your lawn, then this is a great home. And this is Liz, and she's the homeowner. She'll tell us a little bit about the house. So tell us about the yard and the water saving you're getting here.
Okay, well, when we first moved here 3 years ago, the only thing back here was the tree, and it's a magnificent tree. But I came from a farming background, and I was a little tired of that, so I wanted to make this as simple and maintenance-free as possible. So I planted things that really I knew would be water-wise and not take a great deal of care. And then I planted a few things with intention, knowing that I would water them, but they would be serving a purpose, like my garden or my lemon trees, my plum tree, my avocado tree. And then instead of a lawn, I put down the pebble rock. And at first everybody was just like thinking that was not gonna work and that wouldn't look good, and they were really questioning me. But when it was all said and done, it turned out beautiful, and people really enjoy it now.
And do you think you're getting a lot of water savings out of this type of yard?
Oh, absolutely, definitely. And it's nice to not have such a gigantic water bill. Originally, when I did this, the drought actually wasn't the reason for me doing it. It's just I wanted that simple life, and I didn't want to be, I don't know, shelling out my money in ways I would rather spend it other ways. But it turned out to be so easy to take care of and yet beautiful at the same time. And I think that's the thing, is that you can have both at the same time. Sometimes you think, oh, it's got to be complicated and really lush to be beautiful, but that's not always the case.
And so you think the way that you planted things also helps save water in the way that you've done it all?
Yes, absolutely. For instance, here, like I have my sage that's more drought tolerant, and then I have roses planted in between in the mix, and that kind of keeps the soil from drying out so that the roses then don't take as much water as you might suppose.
That's great. And you get a lot of color out of this yard too, where normally you just get a wash of green. You have a lot of color out here. So
I do. It's really surprising. Like the purple succulents I have over there and everything. There's a great deal of color to be had, and even varying shades of green can be really beautiful. And I also really like to experiment a little bit. And so a friend of mine had been digging out some ferns, and I said, oh, well, I'll take a few of those. And I tried planting those. And while they aren't typically thought of as drought tolerant, they love the moisture that we get here at night. So the marine layer brings in all this fog and all this moisture. And so amazingly, they thrive. They grow like a weed on this property. And so it gives it more of a lush sensation. So I think that's a thing to watch out too. Like in your own little microclimate, what might really thrive.
that's really great. When I first came back here, I immediately thought of a California native Mediterranean type garden rather than a New England type garden. I think it's really great what you've done. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hopefully we've showed you a few steps to help you conserve water. This is one of the signs that I hope you've seen around town. Andrew Kanzler designed this, and this is his baby. And I want to reiterate, if there's any question in your mind, if you got questions about water conservation, Andrew's the guy to call. Andrew, would you give the folks your phone number again?
All right, the fastest way to reach me is 949-366-1553. That's how you get a hold of me.
Okay, thanks, Andrew. And I want to thank you again from all the residents of the city of San Clemente. I want to thank you personally for all your hard work and helping us stumble our way through this drought stuff.
It's been a pleasure. It's been great. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. I want to leave you with my top 5 water saving tips. Underwater your landscapes. Don't be afraid to let your lawn go a little bit brown. During the next funding cycle, the Municipal Water District of Orange County will have some incentives available to help you transform your lawn into a drought-tolerant yard. We've seen a little bit of that around town already. You can learn more at www.ocwatersmart.com. And one of the best things that everybody can do is take a look at your water bill. Scrutinize it. look and make sure you understand what all those numbers are. Andrew can help you with that too. You can see how many gallons you used that particular month. The other thing you can do is you can capture gray water for irrigation use on your plants around the house. And gray water you can use from the kitchen sink if you know, scrub your vegetables and capture that water in a you know, large pot. Use that to water your plants. And another thing you could do is set a timer when you shower and just think about how long you're spending in the shower. And please, if you haven't done so, reset your sprinklers to irrigate only on the allowed days and only in the early morning or late at night. And I want to thank all you residents for the city of San Clemente. We, in total, have done a great job in meeting our water conservation targets set by the state of California. We've done a great job of that. So I want to thank you all out there for conserving, and we'll see you next time on Around Town.